What's up, everybody? The Penguin returned for episode 3 Bliss, and there will, of course, be spoilers here in my breakdown, so you've been warned. Now, let's get into the episode. We got started this week with a flashback to the night the Riddler flooded the city, getting that terror from Vic's perspective. This time around, he's got a rough relationship with his parents, but it's still a good one. He's just a normal kid, and that was really powerful to see here at the start of this episode. The kid who lost everything that night, and his life changed forever. That change was ushered in by Oz as we jump to the duo, figuring out what the hell is going on with their deal between them and Sophia Falcone, whose brother they did just happen to kill, dismember, and dispose of. They also figured out Vic's salary, as Oz tells him to ask for what he wants, and Vic puffs his chest for 2 grand in the first of many, many great interactions between the two this week. Oz has to take a call though, so Vic has the pleasure of hosting Sophia for a bit, and this was somehow even better than that previous interaction. Christian Milioti is so goddamn good in this show, and she's not like comic Sophia Gigante Falcone physically. She's still a lady, but she absolutely carries herself like she is, and I think that's what makes it so terrifying and also so good here in the show. Luckily, Oz comes out to relieve Vic, but Sophia's ready to leave and Vic's staying behind tonight. The pair head out alone like the good old days. Oz is Sophia's driver. She wants to remind him where his place is. She takes him to her operation, which was her plan from the inside, not Alberto's, all along, and they're using bleeding tooth fungus as new mushrooms to sell in the drug game. Now, I can't help but speculate here, and again, this feels like Hugo Strange considering the Arkham connection and the clear fit for Matt Reeves in his Gotham. But then when you get down to thinking of Sophia in this show as a character, she feels like she's probably more likely to trust a woman than a man like Hugo Strange, and that gave me the idea that maybe this is how Matt Reeves would adapt Poison Ivy into his universe. But again, this is just me not being able to keep my tinfoil hat off. Anyway, Vic invites his girl Graciela over to Oz's place while he's away, and it starts out great for Vic before taking a quick turn when she tells him she's going to California. She says they've got to take care of themselves with their families both being lost to the flood, but what she doesn't realize, or she kind of does, is that Vic is already doing that for himself, just not with her right now. He's caught off guard by her move, but before she leaves, he's made up his mind that he's going to go with her. Which, speaking of going places, when Sophia returns to the Falcone estate, she's pretty much told to fuck off by Johnny Vitti, who told her when bossman Luca tells you to go to Italy, you go to Italy. According to Vitti, she's got 2 days to take her trip before she takes a permanent one, and Michael Kelly continues to take advantage of every single scene week in and week out. But that's not too much of a problem for Sophia, as she and Oz had to offer her new drug Bliss to the Triad. This is where Oz is going to use his dirt on Johnny Vitti. As a Triad, they need a guarantee to get involved in Sophia and Oz's coup. While they're in the meeting, though, Vic, he is the cleanest scene yet as he gets lit up by a cop and then smooth talks his way out of the ticket, paying off the cop. Oz is real proud of Vic too as they enjoy a nice lunch while they prepare to blackmail Vitti. Vic also tried telling Oz about California and Gabriella here, but to no avail as he's interrupted by the waiter. The America's a Hustle speech, if you want to call it a speech, that Oz gives here is so damn good too, like all of the interactions between these two so far in the show. Then comes their surprise for Johnny Vitti as Sophia and Oz walk in while he's banging Luca's wife. They want his good word to Feng Zhao so that the Triad does business with them, but Johnny pushes back and almost gets Oz to kill him, and all he had to do was call him Penguin amid some more shit talk, and Oz snapped, but they still come out on top as he keeps enough of a cool that Vitti makes the call. So, with the underboss's backing, they head to the club again with their group, which was Oz, Sophia, Vic, and then even her girls as the distributors. The Bliss test run is a smash hit, but Sophia isn't rolling over for Oz, and Feng Zhao isn't rolling over for Sophia Falcone. We also got a great interaction between Vic and Roxy, who tries dancing with Vic after meeting him last week or in last week's episode, and it almost comes at just the right time, but then he had a PTSD episode when the lights start flashing, and this was incredible as he almost lost a Bliss too during this scene. Now, Sophia explains to Ven Zhao that she discovered and received or took this bliss in Arkham Hospital, so the laundry baskets earlier in the episode weren't some crazy thing, they legit got it from the source, as Sophia's heavy fist helps close the deal with the Triad, and Oz hammers it home. But shit still goes wrong for Oz as he finds Vic in the bathroom after his episode and he sees the text between him and Gabriella and snaps. He thinks Vic is ungrateful for the opportunities he's been given because for Oz, it's not about the journey, it's about the destination. You do what you need to do to get to the next level and you don't look back, as this bathroom scene was absolutely incredible for Colin Farrell too, probably my favorite Penguin scene in this week's episode. For Vic, it was just yet another incredible scene in what was called his episode by writer Lauren LaFranc, and he goes out and steals Oz's car after this. He goes to potentially leave for California, but he ends up just watching his girl get on the bus to leave for California, and then he goes back to Oz and the club. At the club, Oz finally admits that he was the one who set Sophia up, and she's not actually the hangman, but he also never thought Carmine would have his own daughter, his own flesh and blood, thrown into Arkham, and that's where he misunderstood the gangster. Their conversation is interrupted by the Maroney family, though, as they feel betrayed by Oz. We don't get much of this scene from the perspective of these two, as we jump back to Victor, who's arriving at the club and sees the boss man on his knees at gunpoint and just guns it into one of Maroney's goons before he and Oz dip out of there, leaving Sophia behind in a masterclass demonstration of how you do a motherfucking cliffhanging. That was an incredible episode. I'd say it was the best yet, but it was an incredible episode regardless. This cast is absolutely incredible, and we didn't even get to see the likes of Clancy Brown this week. It was Colin doing his thing. Michael Kelly took advantage of every scene he gets this week, but it was really Renzi Feliz and Christian Milioti who impressed me the most in this episode and really throughout the first 3 episodes of the show. And so that'll do it for my breakdown of episode 3 of The Penguin. It doesn't get much better than this, as this writing team is killing it and the cast is living up to these incredible scripts. Let me know what you thought about episode 3 though down in the comments below and make sure you have a great day.